Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been holding you guys off for like a long time. It's been like a week, but I've been pretty busy. You know, it's New Year's Eve today, and you know, I got a lot planned. I got a lot to do, but look at this hair. It's got to go. Like, it's freaking got to go. It is probably the longest I've kept a hair color in a while, but you guys already know that like red is my color. I'll probably end up going back to it, but for 2023 I've been wanting since like 2021 to plan to go healthy. Like, I want to go healthy for an entire year and see the difference in my hair. Like, I really want to see the difference, so we're gonna do that today. Let's get into it. This is the color I'm going for. I don't know why I said going for it. Like, I tried to pick the closest color that is already mine, but like, I'm giving black right now. Like, my hair is literally giving black, so I'm kind of like, I could have went one shade darker, but I didn't want to go black because when I went black before, I didn't like it. Like, it was too black. My skin color is like, I feel like too light for black, so that's why I went with like, what is this? It's the number 20 brown black. 25 minutes. Okay, that's doable. First cut tip, then pour in colorant, then shake. So, where was I? In my last video, we were talking about Willa. And, you know, I had found out about, you know, I kicked him out or whatever. And, you know, I had started to move on with my life. And then I, you know, started bettering myself. I started going to school and I started like doing what I felt I needed to do and stuff. And things were going pretty good. And supposedly he also too was like working on himself and stuff. And, you know, made it seem like, you know, all was well and I'm a changed person, you know, like that type of spiel, as they all do. And then you're just like, oh my god, okay, like, you know, we both worked on ourselves, and you know, maybe this is it. Maybe they are different, right? Okay, so then I gave him another chance, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna do this, it's fine. Like, you know where you messed up, and you know, we're just gonna try again. So that's what ended up happening. I told my mom, like, this is what's gonna happen because, like, you know, we're working on it and blah 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 blah. And she was like, okay, like whatever, you know, just make sure, like, you know, he doesn't do it again, blah blah blah. So I was like, yeah, you know, like, I'm on it. Like, I know what to look for. Like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this. Yeah, like, things were going fine. Like, I was like really close with, like, you know, because did I mention this in previous video? Oh my god, I don't think I ever mentioned this in my previous video. I don't know where he had bought this ring from, but when I was pregnant, was I pregnant? No, I just had Isaac, I believe. I had just had Isaac, and he had, like, we were in my room at my mom's house, and then he like proposed to me or whatever, but I never really took it seriously because literally I gave the ring back the next like month, right? So plus we were like little kids and it was never gonna go anywhere at that time. So, kid or not, like, I just wasn't believing it, and he proved me right. So I gave that back. When you live with someone in a Hispanic culture, if you're Hispanic, you know, they see, you know, doing the whole like living together, paying bills together, doing all that together as like you are married, you are living that life. So aside from the fact that we had 2 kids together, that's what, you know, that's kind of how like we moved, right? Like how we spoke, you know, we shared money. Like, I didn't work, he worked all the time, and I was just caring for the kids. And then yeah, so like basically, you know, his family would call me like, oh, that's my like sister-in-law, blah 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 blah. At this point, we are getting really close, right? Like, family-wise, like, I'm hanging out with his family, like, every day. Like, we've lived with them at this point, and you know, we're just like super, super close, okay? So in my eyes, everything's going good. Like everything is all G, and I'm like, okay, like he's learned his lesson. He's like becoming a family man now. Like shit is like better, okay? But then, like basically, that wasn't the case at all. My dumb self freaking only got one box of dye. I had to run out mid hair dye job and come to the closest store to get another freaking box of hair dye. I just have to get it, even though the dye is in my hair. But really, what I like about dark color is that you can't really tell that, you know, it's in my hair right now, that my hair is baking. It literally just looks like my hair is wet. I'm thinking, I don't know, my freaking camera died, and so yeah, that's why I'm on my phone now. And then I ran out of hair dye. Like it is just a mess. It's just a mess. We were trying it again, and we had went to this family party at his mom's house. He was you know, acting interesting at this party, right? Like very, once he started, like everything was normal going to the party, but then I don't know, a few hours in, he was acting kind of weird. And hi. Yeah, he was like acting kind of funny, like very distant from me, and I was just like noticing that he was drinking a lot. Like he was drinking a lot. And normally dude can drink and stuff, but like it wasn't like he wouldn't drink like, you know, like, you know when you're trying to get reckless, like he was trying to get reckless, you know what I'm saying? Like he was drinking a lot and just sitting there, and like he wasn't mad at me or anything. He was just literally sitting to himself, and it literally looked like he was contemplating his life while he was drinking. I remember. And you know, when you know somebody, like you know something's off, right? So like I knew that something was up. So, and you get that feeling, you get that gut feeling when you know somebody's cheating, or you know something is, you know, something ain't right. I was like, I'm gonna try to get it out of him. Now that I see that he's, you know, heavily intoxicated, I'm gonna try to get it out of him. So I was like, okay, like, hey, what's going on? You know, like, you okay? Are you okay? And he was just like, I'm fine, like mumbling and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what? Like, I can't really understand what he's saying, you know? So then he goes, help me to the bathroom. So I'm like, help you to the bathroom? Like, okay. So I'm thinking he's gonna spill the beans in the bathroom. Like, maybe it's about somebody here at the party, and like, you know? So I'm like, okay, I can help you to the bathroom. So I'm helping him down the stairs. You know, he's drunk at this point. So, you know, he was like a happy drunk, you know, but he wasn't happy. Like, I knew there was something more in there going on, but he was like holding it in. So we go to the bathroom, and he's barely able to pee. He's freaking peeing all over the place. But I'm standing there, and I'm just like, so what's going on? You know, you want to tell me? Do you want to talk about it? And he's like, no. So it was just like, okay, that's fine. So I'm like, okay, I'll figure this out. Like, he is drunk, and he never gets like this. So you know what? There's something going on, and I'm gonna figure it out. Let him drink. So he starts like not being able to sit up in the chair, right? So I'm like, okay, it's time to go. And I tell his family, okay, we're gonna go. Like, can you guys help? His uncles helped put him in the passenger side of the car. And I had to drive home back to my mom's, because we were staying with my mom at this point with the two kids. So, you know, I start heading back, and he is blacked out in the passenger side. Like, I'm like talking to him, I'm tapping him, nothing. Like, completely out. So I'm like, okay, well, if he don't wake up, I'm gonna figure out what's going on. So we get to my mom's condo, and I pull in, and you know, he's no help taking the kids upstairs because I keep yelling. I'm like, hey, wake up, and he won't wake up. So I'm like, okay, I just have to do this myself. So I leave him in the car, and you know, I'm taking the kids up one by one, and I put them in the room, I get them situated, whatever. I come back down, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? My mom wasn't home, my stepdad wasn't home, they were out like partying or something. So I was like, okay, he's just gonna have to sleep in the car, because I cannot bring this man all the way up the stairs, like, and I'm not gonna try. So then I realized, I was like, where's his phone? So his phone had fell by his feet. So I picked up his phone and I opened it. I go upstairs because it was cold. I remember it was really cold. So I leave him in the car and then I go upstairs because my kids are upstairs. They're sleeping. So I go upstairs and I start looking through his phone, and I see these text messages. And I cannot remember if there was a name on the contact or what, but these text messages, it was freaking obvious. It was apparent that this was somebody important to him that he really liked, because he's over here saying, I'm gonna buy your nails, prince, in Spanish, princesa, like, I'm gonna do this for you, like, when can I see you again, I really love talking to you. And then there would be random text messages, like, out of nowhere, like, hey, can I call you, hey, can I call you? And it would always be like super late. Like, he would get off of work sometimes, supposedly at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. because, you know, they had like a bar where he worked or whatever. So, you know, like, he would close the kitchen and clean and all that. So he would be calling her 12:30, 1 a.m. And I'm like, aren't you working? You know, like, he would come home so late. And I'm like, you know, I was understanding. I mean, he works a lot. And like, yeah, if you want to have a beer after work, like, dude, do you, you know? And like, I wouldn't even care. But now seeing this, it wasn't even that. So he was calling her at the end of the day and stuff like that. So I'm like, who the hell is this? Like, who is this, you know? And so I still don't know who it is, but I realized that they talk a lot. So I was like, you know what? I gotta play this smart. Like, how am I gonna get in contact with her? Because if I call off of my phone and she finds out it's me, she's gonna literally just hang up. She's not gonna really tell me anything. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna text like he's texted her before off of his phone. Like, it's him, you know, wanting to talk, because he talks late night. It is late night. So then I text and I said, hey, can I call? Like, just like that, hey, can I call you? Like, just as he has before. And she replies immediately, just like that. And she goes, of course. And I remember it clearly, of course. So I was like, my blood was boiling. Like, it was so crazy. I was like, I felt red in the face, and I remember feeling like so, not even at her, I was just so pissed that I was in this predicament again. But this time, I really felt like we were going somewhere. I really felt like this was it. I really felt like we were in a good place, and I didn't understand. Like, bro, this whole time, like, you are living in my mother's house with my 2 children. Like, what is wrong with you? So then, you know, like, I'm pacing, right? I remember like pacing from the front door to the living room to the front door, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna say? Okay, I'm gonna call her, and then she's gonna be like, you know, hello, and I'm just gonna say, hey, this is his wife, like, don't hang up, like, you know, just try to get her to stay on the phone, right? So then that's what I do. So I call, nervous as hell, dialing. She picks up right away, and she goes, hello. Like, it sounds like she was like laying down. She's like, hello. And then I was like, hi, this is his wife. I have 2 children with him, and he lives in my home with me. Who are you? And that's what I said. And she was like, oh my God, he didn't tell me. That's not what he told me. And I was like, well, whatever he told you is wrong. And I really want to know who you are. And she hung up the phone. I was pissed that she hung up the phone. So I called back. She didn't answer. She didn't freaking answer. And I was like, yo, you are not going to ghost me, because this is what happens. The girl gets in contact with the other girl, and then that girl, the other girl, is going to go back to him and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, your girl, da, 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 she said you guys are still together. And he's gonna be like, nah, she's crazy. And then she's gonna believe him, because that's all she has to go off of. You know, that's all you're hearing. You never got the other side of the story. So it was like, no, you gotta get the other side of the story. So I called her back, she didn't answer, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna text her. So I started texting her. I was like, hey, or no, I didn't text her. It was a voicemail. I left a voicemail, and I said, woman to woman, answer my phone call. I said, whatever he's telling you is not true, and I need to get to the bottom of it. I have 2 children, and I've been living with this man. Like, this is not a little fling. Like, we are literally, like, married at this point. Like, what are you doing? Like, please give me a call. So I wait a few minutes. I call one more time, giving her a chance to listen to the voicemail, and she answers. And I said, thanks for answering. You know, I said, like, who are you? When did this start? Like, what's going on? And she's like, I work with him. And she's like, he works in the kitchen, and I'm a server or whatever. And, yeah, like, we've been talking for a while. Like, he even comes over, and I go, oh. I was like, so did you know that he has, like, a full family, and he's literally living in my mother's house with me, with our 2 kids, and that we are together? She goes, he's been saying that you guys are separated, that you're just, you know, like, around each other for the kids, and you're just trying to, like, you know, just have, like, a relationship for the kids, but you guys aren't together. And I said, I see. I was like, so, yeah, we've been together, and, yeah, but you can have him. I was like, so, yeah, like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know what to say to her. I was so pissed, and I remember I kept looking out the window at him, knocked out in the car. Like, he was passed out in the car, and I'm just staring at him from the window, and I'm just, like, so enraged, because, like, how do you do this again? Like, in my eyes, when you cheat on me, you're cheating on the kids too, because when he's gone, he's gone. He doesn't help with the kids. Like, if he's with me, he's helping with the kids. If he's gone, there is no help with the kids. So we are literally a package deal. Like, and that's not my choice. That was his choice. He can always be around for the kids, but that's what he chose. When I'm not with you, I'm not with them. So she hangs up, and she's like, I'm sorry, I gotta go, you know, whatever. Like, she didn't want to say anymore. So I was like, okay, well, thank you for answering the phone, you know. So then I write her number down in my phone, and I save, like, I don't even know what I did. I think I took pictures of text messages just so I have it for later type of thing. And, yeah, like, I made sure that I can remember why I left this time, and that we're not doing this again. This is the last time. I said, you know, we're not doing this again, and I need to remember why, because this guy is a good talker. He's a good talker. He thinks he knows, like, you know, what to say and stuff like that. And obviously, you know, you have 2 kids with somebody, you're going to make it work as much as you possibly can. And that's what I did. I did my last straw, and he blew it. So I call up my mom and my stepdad. Luckily, they were at the bar that was, like, literally right next to the condo complex thing, right? And my mom is mad, okay? Because she already knows who he is. She already didn't like him at this point. She was just pissed because now he's living in the house, and again, he disrespected them. So they come walking, because they walked to this bar. That's how close it was. They come walking, and literally I see them coming down, and my mom is so pissed. She opens the car door and starts trying to pull him, drag him out of the car. Like, he is still blacked out drunk, doesn't know what's going on. And she's trying to pull him out of the car. You mother! Get out of the car! And she's going all crazy. And then my stepdad's like, stop! And he like gets in between her and him. And this guy's so drunk that he's like, like he's barely, he doesn't know what's going on. So my mom's fighting herself, basically. And so my stepdad gets in the middle and he's like, stop, this is not fair. He's messed up, like he doesn't know what's going on, and then she's like, I don't care, you mother, and she's going off and stuff. And I'm just like standing there because I'm like, I don't even know what to do at this point. Like, what is this solving? No one's gonna get him out of the car. So then I call his mom and I was like, it is so late, right? But I just came from their house. And I literally say, she goes, hello? And I go, you need to come and get your son. That's exactly how I answered the phone. I said, you need to come and get your son. I'm done. He cheated again, and I'm fucking over it. And she goes, oh, no. So there's a language barrier, like she understood English, but like speaking it was like, it's not very good. So like, she knew what I was saying, and she was just like, oh no. She's like, okay, I'm coming. So then I said, okay, be fast. He's got to go. And then, whatever. And then I clicked the phone, and then literally within like 10 minutes, they pull up, and, she had like her boyfriend, I don't know if they're still together, but she had her boyfriend at the time, like pick him up out of the car, and then they take him, and she just says, I'm so sorry. And she says it to my mom, and my mom's like, she didn't say anything. She was just like so mad. And then she just said, I'm so sorry. I'll take him. And I was just like, Like, I didn't even say anything because I could do a whole other story time on his family, honestly, because they are not sorry. They have literally, through every single one of these stories, every single one of these girls, they have knew about them. So the story continues because it just gets worse. Like, I feel like everyone was against me, and I don't know why. Like, I didn't do anything to anybody. So then, he goes over there, he starts living there, all his stuff is out of my mom's place. I don't remember what I did with it or how I got rid of it, whatever. And that was that. Like, that was that for him and I was just so hurt, and this took like a long time for me to get over. And at that point, you just know, like, it's you and the kids, and you just got to do what you got to do, and no one's gonna help you out at this point, because like I said, once he's out, he does not help. So basically, I started getting my life together. I continued to go to school, and I had a job, and whatever. And, at this point, we had a Jaguar that he was paying for, but it was under my name. And so I was barely making payments on this Jaguar, and times were really tough. Times were really, really tough. I was living with my mom, and I still couldn't make the payments on this Jaguar. I had to get like multiple jobs. I had like 3 jobs, and he would come around every so often, but then like wouldn't give me any help, any money. And then like I told him, like, I don't want to have to put you on child support. I don't want to have to do it. I'm literally asking you for $100 every 2 weeks. $100. That was it. And that would have like shut me up, basically, because that was so much to me back then. Like $200 a month, like, that was great. So he couldn't even do that. So I ended up putting him on child support. And through this time, he stays with, we'll call her Nicole. Now, I do have a cousin, Nicole. This is not her. We'll call her Nicole. So Nicole ends up staying with Steven, and he moves into her parents' house. So within 2 months, I get word that Nicole is pregnant. And I was livid because now this dude has how many kids? He has 4 children by 3 different women. And taking care of none, right? So I'm pretty pissed. And I'm, going off, I'm calling his sister, like, what is this? Like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, why don't you let him know that this is not the way you should be doing things? Like, what? And, whatever. So it was like a really big thing. And I mean, I had no choice. Like, you just move on and you just keep going. So, I ended up taking him to court. So then I still talked to his family, right? So, his sister had a son, and that is my nephew and will always be my nephew. And I went to his birthday party and I brought the kids, and because we were all still cool. So Nicole shows up with Steven, and I had asked Steven's sister if I can bring, some of my friends, because I'm single, I can have friends. So she goes, of course you can bring friends. And I said, okay, it's just 2 of my closest guy friends. Like, plus I didn't know what Steven was going to do. I didn't know what he was on. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, like, I'm not going to go to this party, like, alone. So my 2 best friends, like, they're my best friends. They come and they're all happy. They're just like, hey, like, they don't care about anything. Like, we were just, like, taking photos, like, dancing, whatever. Steven gets enraged, and starts trying to fight them. He knew them. Like, he knew them from school. Like, we've hung out before. And he starts trying to fight them. And then Nicole's like, why are you so upset? Like, she can date whoever she wants. Like, she can bring whoever she wants. Like, why are you mad? Like, who cares? Whatever. They end up leaving. Obviously, it was out of jealousy. Fast forward, she ends up pregnant again. Yes. So now this guy has 5 children. 5 children with 3 women. I think at this point I'm about 22 or 23. So remember, he's 3 years younger than me. So he's like 20 right now. 20 years old with 5 children and 3 different women. Just to put that in perspective for you. They're doing fine. I'm thinking they're going to stay together forever. Like, I hope so, for her sake, for the kids' sake, for their, whatever. So my kids started going over there every so often because now the child support went through. I'm now getting child support, and, things are better, right? I don't know if she was pushing him to start coming around or what the case was, but, the child support, their court said that basically we have to, he's going to come every other weekend. And, it was working for a while. It was. And then he started bailing all the time. And a while meaning like maybe 6 months or less. He started bailing constantly. Oh, I can't come this time. I'm going to come next time. And I'd be like, okay, sure. I'd let everything slide. Like, because I wanted my kids to see him, and, I thought that they would want to see him. So it was like, okay, yeah, next time is fine. Next time, yeah, sure, we can change weekends. Like, so nice when he did not deserve it at all. And I got to a point where I was like, no, like, if you miss your weekend, like, you miss your weekend, and that's it. So that's what we ended up doing. And slowly he just stopped coming around. Like, he just stopped showing up. No money. So I had to take him back for child support. Same freaking story, okay? So then I find out that him and Nicole get married. So I was like, okay, like, that's cool, because that just means that she's not going anywhere, and that the kids, they already knew her. Like, they already, I guess had, like, comfort with her and her family. So I was like, you know what? It's bound to happen. Like, that's fine, as long as he's freaking picking someone to stay with, and just stay with them, So I was like, okay, that's done. So then, I can't deal with him anymore. And I start texting Nicole instead, because I don't want to deal with her, or with him. So she starts texting me. I'm like, hey, what time, are you going to meet? Blah, blah, things like that. And she would text me back, but then he would get upset and then text me like, it should be between me and you. Like, why are you texting her? And I said, because I don't like you. Like, I can't deal with you. Like, I don't want to deal with you. Like, she is more civil, and she is more, like, to the point. Like, we ain't gotta be best friends, but we need to get this done. Like, the kids need to go over there. Like, I much rather deal with her than deal with you. Like, but whatever. So everything was an issue. And then I'd say about 2019, he started opening up to me that him and Nicole were having issues. I literally don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to know. Like, I don't care, right? But he would text me, call me, like, we're having some issues. Like, I can't take the kids like I planned because, you know, I'm staying here and I'm not there and blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, like, fine. I was talking to my best friend and my mom about it, and I'm like, we all come to the conclusion, like, we bet there's another girl. We bet, because history repeats itself. You know, like, if you don't see an issue with what you're doing, you're never going to change it. You have to see the issue first, so you recognize there's an issue, and then you have to figure out how to change it, how to go about changing it and evolving. So, like, he never realized that there was an issue here, I guess, and he just keeps going. So then we were like, man, I bet you there's another girl. Like, that's why they gotta be having issues. Like, that's why she's, like, kicking him out of the house and stuff. So tell me why there was another girl and that Nicole had found out, and it was a girl. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it to the next video. The list goes on. The story goes on. I swear I need my own, like, reality TV show, because my life, like, you guys would never know. You guys would never know. So there is another girl. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy my story times. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.